6 American destroyers lay silent in the tropical waters. On board, green radar screens paint the image of 4 Japanese warships cruising unaware 12 miles away. Commander Frederick Moosberger watched calmly. The Japanese couldn't see them. They had no idea they were being hunted. In Tokyo, Admiral Yamamoto had promised his destroyer captains that they owned the night. Their lookouts could spot ships at 8,000 yards in total darkness. Their Type 93 torpedoes could strike from over 22,000 yards. They had trained for decades to fight blind. But tonight, that darkness had betrayed them. In December 1942, in a sealed briefing room at Pearl Harbor, Lieutenant Commander William Letter unveiled a device that would destroy Japanese dominance in night combat, the SG Surface Search Radar. Manufactured by Raytheon and Western Electric, it operated at 3 gigahertz, offering 15 nautical miles of perfect visibility in total darkness. Japanese ships strained to see shadows. American captains would see them from the horizon. As the Japanese trusted tradition, America trusted production. While Japanese destroyers were handcrafted over months, U.S. shipyards like Bath Iron Works launched a new Fletcher-class destroyer every 17 days. "We're building them faster than they can sink them," a foreman famously said. And he was right. Each destroyer came armed with 5 5-inch guns, 10 torpedo tubes, and the revolutionary Mark 37 fire control system. These ships weren't just fast, they were smart. They saw before they were seen, struck before the enemy knew they were there. The Japanese dismissed reports of America's shipbuilding speed as fantasy. But soon, mass-produced U.S. destroyers were hunting Japanese fleets at night, using radar the enemy couldn't detect, couldn't jam, and couldn't escape. Even as Fletcher-class destroyers rolled off the lines, new designs followed, like the Allen M. Sumner-class with twin-gun turrets that doubled their firepower on the same size hull. When the radar-equipped Fletchers first entered the Solomon Islands in 1943, they faced a Japanese Navy that still believed it ruled the night. Commander Moosberger revolutionized American tactics. No longer would destroyers trail behind cruisers. They would lead, hunting in coordinated squadrons, tracking enemy ships miles away with radar and launching torpedoes before ever being seen. At the Battle of Vella Gulf in August 1943, Moosberger's squadron detected 4 Japanese destroyers from 22,000 yards. Dividing his forces, he launched 24 torpedoes while still invisible. Moments later, the sea erupted. 3 Japanese destroyers were destroyed. 685 soldiers and 356 sailors were lost. The Americans suffered one minor injury. It was not a battle. It was an execution. Meanwhile, U.S. production accelerated to nearly unimaginable levels. Fletcher-class destroyers gave way to the more powerful Sumner-class. Then came the Gearing-class, longer, with greater range and advanced radar. The Japanese simply couldn't keep up. By early 1944, America had completed or begun work on 331 modern destroyers. Japan had managed just 31 replacements while losing 63. By March 1945, off Okinawa, American destroyers reached their final, most dangerous evolution, radar pickets. Ships like the USS Laffey scanned the skies for incoming kamikaze attacks, standing alone to buy time for fleet. Their radar could see raids coming from 60 miles. Their VT proximity fuse shells exploded near targets without needing a direct hit, changing anti-aircraft fire from guesswork to science. The statistics were staggering. A 300% increase in effectiveness. On April 16, 1945, Laffey was attacked by 22 kamikaze planes. She shot down many, but 6 struck home. Fires engulfed the ship. Her rudder was jammed, her guns shattered, but she refused to sink. "I'll never abandon ship as long as a single gun can fire," her captain declared. She survived. Just weeks later, USS Hadley and USS Evans faced the largest single kamikaze raid of the war. Over 150 planes bore down on 2 destroyers. When the smoke cleared, Hadley had destroyed 23 aircraft, a U.S. Navy record. Evans added 15 more. Both ships were battered, but afloat. The cost of missing them would have been hundreds of lives on the fleet they protected. By June 1945, the scale of destruction was undeniable. Japanese naval records admitted the truth. Since 1943, Japan had lost 91 destroyers. America just 19, and only 6 of those had radar. In night surface engagements, the exchange ratios were devastating. At Vella Gulf, Cape St. George, Surigao Strait, Japanese destroyers died without inflicting a single American loss. Captain Tamakihira, one of Japan's most skilled destroyer commanders, wrote a chilling final entry in his war diary. "We trained for 20 years to fight at night. It didn't matter. The Americans could see us when we could not see them. They turned the night against us." On September 2nd, 1945, as Japan surrendered aboard the USS Missouri, 42 American destroyers formed the outer screen of the Allied fleet. Some were battle-hardened veterans of Guadalcanal and Okinawa. Others were brand-new gearings, arriving too late to fight, but ready for the post-war world. America had built 331 modern destroyers in less than 4 years. Bath Iron Works alone produced 67 in just 38 months. The peak? 1 new destroyer every 17 days. The Japanese Navy began the war with superior night tactics, optics, and torpedoes. But by war's end, they hadn't produced a single destroyer with radar even close to what the Americans deployed in 1942. Their hand-built ships simply couldn't match America's factories. Their warrior code couldn't match radar. Their traditions couldn't stop a wall of electronically guided steel. In the final analysis, these 331 destroyers didn't just defeat Japan at sea. They redefined naval warfare forever. Their SG radars evolved into modern phased array systems. Their combat information centers became the model for every warship that followed. Their VT proximity fuses paved the way for today's missile defense systems. The numbers tell the truth. From 1943 to 1945, radar-equipped American destroyers sank 31 Japanese surface ships, losing only 3. At Okinawa alone, destroyers shot down over 300 aircraft. Admiral Koshi Hagel would later write, "We prepared for the last war. America invented the next one. We never had a chance." On a memorial wall at Yokosuka Naval Base, the names of 16,000 lost Japanese destroyer sailors are carved in stone. Below them, a simple plaque says, "Defeated by an enemy we could not see, with technology we did not possess, by production we could not match. The Pacific didn't fall to numbers alone. It fell to machines